But anyway, this shitty-ass news happened yesterday morning. It was generally so disheartening that I was pissed off, actually. I was just really like, fuck this. When the news broke that Outer Worlds and Control would launch on the Epic Store and not Steam.
You were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy this Sith, not join them! Bring balance to the Force, not leave it in darkness!
Pretty much collectively pissing off the entire PC community. Most of us that give some semblance of a fuck. Because it's not about consumer choice. It's about strong-arming you into what Epic wants. Epic wants everybody to go through them. When you buy up the rights to make sure no one else can get anything anywhere else, that's not competition. That's telling you what you will do. Now, on the plus side, it will also launch on the Windows Store, so there's that option. I might even go to the Windows Store. I really don't want to support the Epic Store. In fact, the more I learn about the Epic Store, I'm beginning to think about completely deleting it from my computer. I stopped playing Fortnite like last year. Like, I got tired of that shit so quick. Obsidian's Outer Worlds official Twitter page had this to say right when the news dropped. Our partners at Epic Games have announced that Outer Worlds will be coming to the Epic Games Store at launch alongside Windows Store. It will be released on other digital platforms 12 months later. The Outer Worlds will be released on the Xbox and PlayStation 4 at launch. The reason why this happened was because at the time was before Microsoft owned Obsidian, okay? So before people start screaming, "Oh, fucking hell, Microsoft, you idiots. How come Halo is on Steam but not this?" It's because this deal was made before Microsoft acquired them. And Take-Two was publishing the game.
So we're engaged with consumers every day, with our customers, and consumers come by too, but mostly because the food is good at our booth.
Well, we're seeing go without asking you.
Makes sense now, right? Take-Two secured this deal, not Obsidian themselves from what I can tell. But who knows? I could be wrong. It sucks a lot of dick. And you also find that there's a lot of narrative pushing currently. Like, Epic says Metro Exodus sold 2.5 times better on the Epic Store than Metro Last Light did on Steam. Well, what type of metric is this? 2 different games, 2 different time periods. You know, that's like going, well, more children had lunch in 2019 than they did during the recession in 1930. You know, it's like, what? Well, obviously, these are 2 different fucking scenarios. But narrative pushing, making it sound greater than it was. A great triumph. What I'd rather see is what would have happened if the game launched on Steam at the same time as Epic. That would be a real teller of what the people want. We're not giving you that option. It's about control. In the 48 Laws of Power, Law 31.
Control the options. Get others to play with the cards you deal. Judgment. The best deceptions are the ones that seem to give the other person a choice. Your victims feel they are in control, but are actually your puppets. Give people options that come out in your favor, whichever one they choose. Force them to make choices between the lesser of 2 evils, both of which serve your purpose. Put them on the horns of a dilemma. They are gored wherever they turn.
That's how I feel about the Epic Store, honestly. It is all posed under the guise of, this is great for consumers, but really everything is controlled one way. You either go Epic's way or no way. But then again, we still got at least Windows Store for Outer Worlds, so thank God there's an option. I might just buy it on the Windows Store for fucking principle. Now, on top of this, along with many other issues I could lace, and I really would like this video to be short, but I've got so many tabs open with so many things on the Epic Store, it's fucking ridiculous. And as you know, I prefer to make funny videos, or at least make situations like these seem comical. Back on March 3rd of 2017, Tim Sweeney said this: Microsoft's UWP is still woefully inadequate. This is a little over 2 years ago. Well, I should be very clear. The thing that I feel is incredibly important for the future of the industry is that the PC platform remains open, so that any user without any friction can install applications from any developer and ensure that no company, Microsoft or anybody else, can insert themselves by force as a universal middleman and force developers to sell through them instead of selling directly to the customer. I've been selling games directly to customers since 1991, when I was mailing out floppy disks. And when you take that power away, suddenly you have onerous certification processes. You have a distribution monopoly that tends to move towards an advertising-centric sales model. I could go on further, but I believe there's no need. It's hard to believe that this man 2 years ago said this, but on the 15th of March this year, 2019, Tim Sweeney says, developers will decide who wins the game store wars, not consumers.
Okay, fine. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
At one point, the man was very pro-consumer, and now all of a sudden, it's pretty much what we dictate shall be the way it will be, and you will fall in line. I don't even feel like reading this because the opening piece just says it all right there, but maybe I should, because the whole point of people coming to YouTubers is the fact that we come off as non-biased. Some of us do. I'm a very angry guy, so you know me. I've got my biases. Tim Sweeney, the founder of Epic Games, has declared that Epic Games will win the battle for the best digital storefront based on its relationship with developers. What relationship? It's basically they throw a shit ton of money at developers and they just like hoard it up. They're like, okay, we'll fuck over our fan base. Sure, we did a Kickstarter and told everyone the game would launch on Steam and GOG. What? Well, now we're gonna do it on Epic Store because whatever, fuck you, you know? That's pretty much what it is. According to Sweeney, consumers already have the best experience they're going to get using those kinds of platforms, so having a better selection of games will be more important for drawing in new customers. Yeah, I guess, and you strong-arm the customers, and basically, there are only two types of consumers. Consumers that are fully capable of seeing that their options are being manipulated, and they don't bow down to any sort of company or business. And then there are the consumers that are basically sheeple. They go wherever the fuck, bah, ooh, fresh grain, oh boy. I hear PewDiePie uses this site, whoopee. The scary thing is it's working. Comment sections on gaming websites where people sit there and go, oh, well, it's good for business. Having your options taken away from you is good competition. Let me put it to you in perspective. Do you remember what your area was like before Walmart came to town? Because I remember mine. We had bookstores, we had smaller supermarkets, a lot of mom and pop shops that offered niche things or sort of books you would not see in Walmart, for instance. And as soon as Walmart came to town, all those businesses closed up. They couldn't compete. They didn't have the money. You know, they couldn't afford to fight that system. And what happened? They're all gone now. It is these empty, vacant buildings with these for lease signs. Some of them get torn down. Some of them just turn into like something out of Fallout. And how is it good for competition? There is no competition now. Now it's pretty much Walmart versus like a few other major chains, but they're not as big, you know, like Target and whatnot. What did we gain? Absolutely fucking nothing. Now Walmart dictates the prices around the area, and you got two choices. Suck a dick, you faggot, or, you know, you wait till the local farmer's market opens, and then you can pretend that you're sticking it to the man in the machine. Sure, you get the game a year later, but they're going out of their way to try and just take advantage of people who have no impulse control. People that have no chutzpah. You know, no integrity, no sort of anything where it's just like, you know what, I see what you're doing to me and I'm not going to fall for it. Those people are few and far between. Everyone else is just like, well, if it comes out here, I guess I'll just join the bandwagon, fuck it. And it's sad. It really is. Even seeing developers like ones you respected, the guys who did Metro, all of a sudden wait until the last minute to yank the game off Steam. It's a big fuck you to everybody who's sitting to buy it. It really was. Kickstarter for a Phoenix project. Everyone's waiting for their keys, and then the developer just goes, you know what? We changed our mind. We're going here because we got a whole bunch of money from Epic. And it's just dickish. What I love about the PC platform was freedom of choice. No sort of console exclusives. Now, I know, it's only a launcher. How hard is it to just go to a launcher? It's not at all. If the games were like released as normally, if it was on Steam and other places, I might actually have given the Epic Store a goddamn chance. But when you take me and try to force me to do something, that's when I start butting heads. Everyone else can sit there and be fine with being yanked around, but it ain't me. I've been yanked around my whole fucking life. Now I'm doing the yanking. I will yank my own dick. Thank you very much. I remember when Kanye West had that song. whatever song it was, I don't remember, where he said to some chick, I don't need your pussy, bitch, I'm on my own dick. I'm like, now that's a catchphrase. Next time a woman gets out of line, she's getting that from me. Who do you think you're talking to? One trip to my favorite dirty Japanese porn site and a bit of Jergens hands lotion, I don't need you. Now, the other controversy with the Epic Game Store is this. A lot of people are coming up with spyware tracking. I hear it a lot. I hear botnet a lot. You look on Reddit, you find it. You look on gaming websites, they're talking about it. You go on this Reddit post by Important Gotcha. Okay, I see what he's saying. One excerpt says, one of the first things I noticed is that the EGS likes to enumerate running processes on your computer. As you can see, there aren't many in my case. I set it up on a fresh laptop for this. This was a tad worrying. What do they need that information for? And why is it trying to access DLLs in the directories of some of my applications? More worrying is that it really likes reading about your root certificates, like a lot. In fact, there is a far bit of an odd registry stuff going on, period. Like I said, I'm an amateur, so if there are non-amateur people out there who would be able to explain why it's poking at keys that are apparently associated with the Internet Explorer, I'd appreciate it. It seems like my internet cookies too. Why does this need to do that? Why would it? It also, as I stated in another article, when it got your Steam's friends list, if you were foolish enough to give it access, it tracked everything you did, including games you played, how much time you spent in the game, and some other bullshit. And the funny thing is, Steam later put out a announcement, a tweet, whatever the fuck, where they're like, these files aren't supposed to be accessed by any programs, period. What the fuck is this? Is that not odd that this launcher is doing that? But everybody's just focusing on, well, you know, exclusives, it's good for the community and whatnot. But what is it doing with your private information? In this day and age, it seems more and more like every company is fighting to get as much as they can out of you. Your information is like fucking gold. Why do you think Facebook has made so much money? Why do you think Mark Zuckerberg seems so goddamn alien? He's made billions off of selling people's entire goddamn lives from Facebook, and they don't even realize it. I've tried telling women in my personal life, like, you need to get off Facebook, but it's like talking to a fucking wall. Sometimes you just can't tell a woman something for her own fucking good because they don't listen. And you get mad at me for saying if you want. There's a lot of guys out there right now listening to me going, preach, brother. I remember I was working on my mother's car. I changed, because they're cheap, to take the car to fucking, you know, a repair shop for Honda. These motherfuckers are like, oh yeah, we'll switch out the radiator for $800. I said, fuck you, I'd do it myself for $50. I get up there, I fix the radiator, get it running, everything's going, it's not leaking, nothing's blowing up, because Lord knows how my sister did it. And I tell my mother, leave the radiator alone. She goes, you gotta open up the radiator and top it off and let some gases out. I don't know who the fuck told her this shit, but whoever did's retarded, and they're probably blind. I told her, don't touch that. Don't open it. The car is just running. You know what the fuck she does? She waits till I turn around, walk away, opens it right up, and gets herself covered in radiator fluid. Goddamn lucky she's not blind. I lost my mind. Because even my own mother doesn't fucking listen. And I'm like, you're fucking lucky. You could have just ruined the rest of your goddamn life because I wasn't taking care of you. You went blind. Guess what? You were going to old folks' home. I just pay some motherfucker to visit you and pretend to be me. How would you know you're blind? Enough of me ranting about shit that has nothing to do with the problem at hand. Now, to play the devil's advocate for a moment, if I will. Some are speculating on Reddit that all of this crap that the Epic launcher is looking through and altering DLL files for and checking could possibly be anti-cheat software. Apparently, Fortnite wasn't exactly made very well when it came to keeping cheaters out. But nonetheless, it's sketchy as hell. And even the people who speculated could be anti-cheat are up in the air. It's like a 50-50. That's not exactly reassuring. You know, you got a 50-50 chance this won't blow your dick off. You're sitting there going, well, what are my options? You sit there with it and see if your dick gets blown off or you walk away. 50-50 chance if you stay. Oh, I'm getting the hell out. Like, Jesus. And frankly, everyone is too busy being more concerned with either defending Steam or shitting on Steam that they're not looking at the bigger picture here. That this isn't really competition or about choice. It's about control and making you play by the rules that they set for you, while also data mining your ass, apparently. And really, This would require me to actually spend more time really looking into it to have a more concise view on the subject. But time is not a luxury I have, and rage is something I have in spades. Right now, I've sort of raged out. I had to stop the video and think for a bit. Have a drink. And just, I can't support Epic. I never had any issue with Epic Games. For a long time, I used to sit there and think, God, if only Bethesda would use the would use the Unreal Engine and just drop Game Bros or the Creation Engine, whatever the fuck they want to call it now, and just usher in a new era of gaming, at least having something that doesn't look like ass. And then you just look at stuff like this, you just go, God, man, everything is just getting corrupt in gaming. And we as the consumer are caught in the middle. And the only thing we can really do is vote with our wallets. That's it. And I know that falls on deaf ear. It doesn't matter. Hell, some of my friends still buy microtransactions even though I rally against them. At the end of the day, it's about choice. You have to make yours because I know I made mine. And then I should get the hell out of here because this isn't funny. There's nothing funny about this. This video sucks. Make, comment, subscribe when you choose to. If not, to hell with it. Hard to give a shit in the age of apathy, man. I'll tell you that right now.